Hello everyone. Welcome to today's video. My name is Lucas, and today we're going to be building a simple job marketplace app in Framer, completely using Framer and obviously other tools like FramerForms or Google Sheets for the backend and the Google Sheets plugin for Framer. And if you're interested in building these types of things, I have a Learn How to Build Web Apps with Framer course coming out, where today's December 26, 2024. It's coming out in about 3 weeks, January 10th, or 2 weeks, I would say. And you can learn how to build complete apps, launch them. You'll learn different things like CMS integration, user authentication, and basically, you'll learn how to build this, and you'll also have this in your portfolio. So if this sounds interesting to you, there's a discount code in the description below. You can use that to get 50% off this course just because you're watching this video. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. So let's get started. So before we start, I just wanted to lay out kind of like the plan, the ideal plan of what we want to do here. So we have a home page where we have a form. Basically, this would be a form. So I'm gonna just type this up here, form, either for freelancers trying to apply to have a profile in this website, or a job or an employer trying to put some type of job inquiry or like some job posting, right? Let's put job posting, that's a better word. And so that's like the main function of the homepage. There's this form that we're going to use with FramerForms. And then once the user inputs their information, either chooses A or B, freelancer or job posting, that goes into Google Sheets, right? And then we can, as the backend, accept it, and that goes into the freelancer list or to the job list, right? Or we can decline it and we can send a type of email notification. So that is like the main structure of this particular marketplace that we're building. So now I want to open Framer. I want to open a new file. I call this one Job Marketplace. And I opened 2 pages, right? We have the home, which is the default one that Framer gives us, and we have the apply page. So for the home page, I'm just going to click plus here, the different breakpoints. Same here with the apply. So we have the different breakpoints. And then what we want to do is we want this page to be the application form, right? And we want this homepage to be more of like a marketing page, right? We want to explain kind of what the features of the marketplace, how to start, and so on and so forth, right? So what we want to do is I want to start off with a few free components that we can use. So we can use the navbar from Compa that I always like to use, because it's kind of annoying to build a navbar from scratch, right? Because you have different variants that you have to play with. So we're going to use this one for now, just to give the impression of that we have a navbar and that we have a working website, right? So we're going to go here. We're going to go to hero. I would like to use this particular hero section. And then let's just imagine that there's stuff beneath this, right? We're going to remove this. We're going to use an image that is more job centered, like an office maybe, or like a laptop, someone working at a laptop maybe, like this. Perfect. And then we can say find remote jobs quickly. Find local remote jobs quickly. I don't know. And then this get started button can link to the other page, to the apply page, right? And then in this apply page, we want to, let's first bring over this navbar here. So we have it in all pages. Let's make this fill. I don't like when it's relative 100. So let's make sure of that. And then what we can do is we can go to Chrome, and inside FramerForms, by the way, I will have the link to FramerForms at the bottom with a discount code for how to use this. But basically with FramerForms, you can basically see these different templates. And I'm going to use this one. I want to see kind of how it works. Like, yeah, there's different steps. I've used this in another tutorial, but basically we're going to reuse this. We're going to click on remix, confirm, and then I am going to basically copy this and go to this project and paste it here. It seemed to work, right? Perfect. Yeah, it seems to work. Okay, and now we have to see kind of how we have to set this up. So add multi-step form component. Okay, so I guess we can just figure this out somehow. If we were to duplicate this, no. Add a component. Ah, interesting. So these are all the different things. So it says add the multi-step form component to the top of your form. This component turn is a form frame. Okay, I'm gonna try to check this out and see how we can do this. Okay, so based on this documentation, we already have it ready here. So basically what we gotta do is we gotta open this component. So once we have it here, let's just open it. And this would be step 1. This down here would be step 2. And this would be step 3. And step 4, and so on and so forth. But I want to kind of do this for people that are applying for jobs and people that are trying to, upload jobs, right? So that means that what we want to do is that we don't want to have one page for just the applicants. We want to have 2 pages, one for the applicants and one for the proposals, right? For the job proposals. So this is for professionals to apply to be a freelancer in this platform, in this marketplace, and this is for people looking for talent, right? They want to put some jobs, right? So we're gonna have 2 different forms. Right now we have one form, that shares. It's one same form, and we want to change that. So we want to go to project, and we want to basically duplicate this. And this is going to be called form 2. So we want to rename this to applicant form, and rename to job proposal form. So now we have 2 different things. We have the applicant form here, and we still have the applicant form, but let's replace with the job proposal form. Okay, so now we have 2 different ones, which is great. Now we just have to edit kind of the steps of how each application is going to work. Like, I would say that, for the user, it would be like name, contact information, add some work from their portfolio, add an image of their face, and some other information. And then, for example, for the job proposal, it would be what's your name of your company, what's your individual contact information, so that someone can, send you the talents via your email, and what's the job called, and what's the description of the job, something like that. So FramerForm gives us like a generic, step-by-step, different multi-step form steps that we can use, like your name, your email. I really like this first step. So here, this is first step, which are these 2. Let's leave this as it is. But then in step 2, we have upload your resume and upload your cover letter. I want to take the cover letter out, and I want to basically copy this label layer, and go to step 2, press paste, and what I want to do is I want to switch this. I don't want this to be like an email input. I want it to be a text area. I want this to go on top, or actually, let's leave this here. And this won't be labeled your email. It will be tell us about the work you are most proud of. And let's put this little star. And let's see if there's some that you have to basically fill out. So required yes. Let's put required yes. And this one is also required yes. This one too. And let's change, yeah, Jane Smith is fine. Jane at, and let's put your marketplace.com. And then here would say, I am most proud of dun dun dun. So upload your resume, so that's good. What are the skills that you're most confident in? This would be great to, have as a categorization. So when someone is asking for when someone is posting a particular job, it has to be one of these 6 categories. And that would help a lot with matching, right? So you have a list of talent that has, their copywriters, and there's a job posting for copywriters. You can easily, connect them with that copywriting job. And then we can put like LinkedIn profile, portfolio link, perfect. Let's make this required as well. And then, yeah, this would be the next submit. Perfect. So we got this for the apply. And let's change the image of this. Let's make this let's actually go to plugins and go to like freelancer. Something like this is actually cool. The freelancer, he is writing on his computer. Amazing. And let's go to the other one, which is proposals. And then this would be like a, how would we call it? Like HR. Okay. This is pretty good. Yeah, let's just leave it as like this. And then we have this job proposal. So this would be like, we can duplicate this and put your name, your company name, and we can put like as a placeholder, I don't know, something like Apple, your company name. And let's make this required. Let's make this required. Let's make this your company email. And then here we want we want to change this a little bit. So let's copy this. Let's paste this here, and let's remove these 2. And this would be the job title. And let's make this required as well. And let's remove this. This won't be an email. This will be a text. And this would be called, for example, UX designer. And then we have that as a job title. We can duplicate this. We can make this as text area, and we can call this job description. So job description. Please mention your job description. And then after job description, we can put something like candidate requirements. Please mention the desired candidate experience. So step 3 would be this. This is not really needed. We can get this and basically post this here, and so let's select all the skills, select the category of candidate you need. Okay. Select all the skills you're confident in. No, this we won't need. This one we might need. We can remove this. We can remove this here. Portfolio link. Actually, no, we don't need a portfolio link, but we would like this. This would be good. And we can remove this. And we can remove this step. So we have 5 steps for this specific one. When is the starting date? Should the candidate be authorized to work in the US? Yes, they must be authorized. So no, they shouldn't be authorized. Actually, this is an important thing. If we want to add this, radio group to the job proposals, we have to add that as well to this one so that it stays consistent, and we can have that as a category as well. Are you authorized to work in the US? And yes, I am. No, I am not. Okay, so there we have it. So we have and then here we can put, instead of get started, apply as a freelancer and post a job. Post a job. And then this one can go to the apply one, and then this one can go to the proposals one. And if we were to press play and go here, it takes us here. And if we were to press play again, this one takes us to post a job. And then we have it all here. Perfect. Okay. Now what we got to do is this information has to go somewhere, right? This has to go to our Google Sheets. It has to go to some type of backend, right? And we can use Google Sheets as a backend in this particular situation. So let me just finish making everything a little bit more responsive everywhere. So let's fit the content of the main desktop screen, and let's make sure that this can be something like this, and here as well. Let's make it, I'm not selecting the right one. Yeah, it should, I guess there's no image here. Okay, perfect. Should we show the image? Okay, so we have the image here. Apply proposals. Let's do the same here. This one should go more like this. And let's make the image visible. And let's make this like this, and perfect. And let's also make this logo, this Compa logo, set to home. Okay, perfect. It's already doing that. Okay, so we have a very, very basic setup right now. We don't have any applicants because we don't have a CMS yet, but we will shortly be doing that. So what we want to do now is we want to send the input information to our database, which would be Google Sheets, right? We want this input to create this. We want this form to create a sheet in Google Sheets with the information going like this that can later be inputted import it back into Framer as a list, right? So let's click on this component, and we don't see anything on the right. Let's just go in here, and if we click on submit, we still don't really see anything. We just get like this loading or success, right? But that's not what we want. What we want is we want to click on this form up here. And this is basically with all types of Framer forms. You click on this form, and then you go here to send to Google Sheets. And what you want to do is you want to connect your Google Sheets. So this, in this case, it's connected to my personal email, and you can connect it to a specific sheet, or it actually creates a sheet for you, right? So once you connect your email, you can just go here, click on this, and then you can just type in the name of the sheet that you want to create. So you click on applicant list, click on create, and then boom, it creates a list in your Google Sheet. And if we log into our Google Sheet, here it is. It's the latest one. We can just click on it, and we can see how it starts to work. So we can go ahead and do a test run. So let's just click on the play button here. Let me write my name. Let me write my email. Let me go here next. Let's just add a file, a random file that I can add. Maybe like my latest thumbnail from yesterday. So I am most proud of a project I did today. So next, UX, UI, Figma, Framer. Next, LinkedIn.com. I'm gonna put my course website. Yes, I am. Submit. Oh. Something is wrong with this. Let me just go back to Framer and click on submit. Submit. Let's go here. Okay, boom. Here it is. You see? So we have our portfolio, which is this doc, and we have everything else. So basically we have a list. So this is going to be our applicant list, and we're going to do the same thing for the jobs, right? So we have our applicant list and for the jobs, but I did see some bugs with this particular applicant form. I don't want this portfolio to be required. I don't know why it was required. Okay, it's not. I don't think this should be required either. Let's put optional. And let's make this no. Let's make sure this is also okay. And I think that this is good for a beta version. So let's try again. Let's try to connect this now with Google Sheets as well. So again, we double click on this component. We click on this global form icon over here. We send to Google Sheets. I'm going to replace my email, so it's my personal one. And then I'm going to click on add, and this will be the job proposal list create. Perfect. So now we can go to the job proposal list. At apple.com, click on next. Job title, I'm looking for a senior UX UI designer. Must be good at creating wireframes and building out designs from Figma to Framer. Have 20 years of experience with Framer. Okay, next, UX UI, Figma Framer. We don't need this. What is the starting date? I think I'm going to delete that LinkedIn step. It's not really. So starting as soon as tomorrow, yes, submit. And if we go to Chrome, and if we're to open our sheets again, go over here, click on the sign in, job proposal list, boom. We have Lucas from Apple, email, UX UI Framer. So there's something actually not working here, and that is, so option 1 I see here, and for example in this job proposal list it says Lucas Apple, and I want this to be different. So I don't want it to be, let's first do what we wanted to do, which was delete this LinkedIn one. I don't think it's necessary. We can put these two together into this step, delete this 5th step. So we got that. And then the Apple one, this will not be the name, this will be a company name. So this is how we fix that problem. So company name, email, this will be job title, this will be the job description, this will be the candidate requirements, requirements. So we have to make sure that this is all correctly done. So we got this. Now what we can do is, again, select this. We can delete this form. We go back to Google Sheets and we delete this job proposal list. Remove to trash. And what we're going to do is go to Framer, send to Google Sheets, again, my personal email, and we're going to add a sheet proposal list and create. And again, let's just test it out really quick. Lucas at apple.com. UX designer, job description, stuff, must have 20 years of experience. Next, let's choose the different categories. Starting date would be tomorrow, and submit. Okay, now we got that. Let's go here to proposal list, and now we can see that it creates new title fields, right? So we got these two lists, and now what we want to do is we want to be able to bring them into what's it called, Framer. But actually before that, I would like to be able to for the user to upload an image for their profile and for their work, and for the job person to upload a logo of their company and of the person that's asking for the job, right? So what we have to do is we have to go back to Framer, to each form, and we have to add some of these, right? So we want to add this to the first step. So let's just copy this and paste it here. Upload a profile image, and here this has to be called profile image, and this one would be called resume. So they have a profile image and the resume. They can both be images. And then what we can do is we can duplicate this and upload an image. Actually, we can do something different. Let's just Command Z and let's do something else. Let's duplicate this and let's drag it into another step. To step 4, and this would be like upload an image of your upload a thumbnail of your recent project. So let's just do one for today. We can obviously, you can put more, and then here you can kind of describe the project, so we can drag that in as well. Put that here, and this would be like describe your project, and we can duplicate this and put title of project and put something like text. Project name, and then here this would be project name. This would be project description, and this would be project thumbnail. This one would be profile image, resume, project thumbnail, text. This would be project name, project description. Okay, so we got that. And we got to do the same thing for the other one, for proposals. It's going to be here. Actually, let's go back to the other one and actually copy this stack here, this label, and let's go back to the proposals, double click, and we want to paste this here in step 1, putting this down here. Upload your company logo, and this would be called company logo. And yeah, I don't think we need the person's image, so this can work actually right now as it is. So we have this. Let's again delete these different forms. So these were more for testing. Let's delete these forms. So let's move them to trash, remove, applicant, remove, move to trash, and then let's just connect each one again to Google Sheets. Remove this connection. Let's put connect. Let's click on this. Continue. And let's put job proposal results. And then we go back to the other one. And then we put, we go here. We connect again. Open Framer. Freelancer application results. Create. It creates. Okay. So now we got that. Let's close this. The Sheets home screen. And then we got the new ones here. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a test run just to have some information. You already know how it works, but I'm just going to do it so that we can go ahead and start actually designing the feed of jobs and of talent, right? If we go back to Figma, we want the freelancer list to look kind of like this. We want like an image with their name and their categories, and we want a job list just to be like a different kind of design, a different page, right? So let's do that. So I entered some dummy information for the different applicants. I added their profile images, so you can actually see here FramerForms actually has like some cloud hosting where you can just see the different images. You can upload images, and we have different job proposals. We have 3 job proposals and we have 4 freelancers in total. I just added some funny descriptions that we can use as a placeholder. But now what we want to do is we want to import this information into Framer using the Framer, the Google Sheets plugin for Framer. So let's get started with that. I'm going to click on import over here, click on Google Sheets, and we're going to put applicants, create, and then we're going to go to Google Sheets, and we're going to go here to share, and we're going to change this to anyone with the link. Let's copy the link. Let's go to Framer. Let's paste the link. It's going to say sheet 1 because we have sheet 1 over here. Then we're going to click on next, and we're going to see everything here. Make sure that everything LinkedIn, this is going to be a string, skills, project, profile, image, link. So I would say that this would also be a link. So yeah, slug field. We want the slug to be the name. So the slug is basically what comes after the URL, right? So let's import this, see how it looks like. We should have 4. We do have 4. We have the date, we have the slug, we have the portfolio, we have their email. So we can see that there's actually a conflict here, right? This email should just be by itself, but this text is also coming. So this is basically the same problem that we had before. So let's just remove this and delete. And what we got to do is we have to basically just go back here and make sure that this most proud of field, well, it's actually not here, it's here. The most proud of field is not an email, but proud of, boom. And make sure to keep in mind that you have everything correct once you start adding in all of the information. So now we corrected that. Now we have a proud of column, so we can use that. And now we can go back to Framer and we can go to our CMS and import again Google Sheets. We want to do the applicants, create. Let's again go over here. So this is the applicants. Make sure that you're in the right location. Copy link, go to Framer, paste, sheet 1, next. We want to get this as the name of the person. We want to make the LinkedIn a link, proud of string, radio string, project description. We would want to make it a formatted text. Project name would be a string, profile image, thumbnail image. This would be a link. Yes, right. Email would be a link. Portfolio would be a link. And date would be a string. Okay. Import. And then what we want to do is we want to add another Google Sheet. So we want to put job proposals, create. And let's go here and share this, make this anyone with the link, copy the link so that Framer can see the link, paste the link, sheet 1, next. We want this to be the job title, no, we want this to be the this is a good one. Let's just keep it as job title for now. So date would be a string, right? Or we can make it a date. Job title would be string, start date would be a date, string, company name would be a string, email would be a link, company image, candidate, requirements, job description would be formatted text, skills, perfect, import. So now we got our 3 ones with their company logos, and we got our applicants. So now this is perfect to start styling our pages. So what we want to do for for each one of these is to create an index page for each collection. So for the applicants, the index page would be the actual list of applicants, and same for the job proposals, it will be the lists of the different jobs. And then the detail page would be each individual candidate in each individual job. So let's do that. So now I'm back here in my home page, and I want to add a new CMS page for the applicants. Let's do the index, and let's do the same here, new CMS page for the job proposals index. So we can see it comes up with a very, default design. Let's remove the stuff here on the side, the padding, sorry. Let's remove the padding from everywhere. And the next step that I want to do is I want to actually go here and add the nav bar to this content. I want to add the different breakpoints so that we have it responsive in all sizes. Let's remove this gap that we have here. Let's go to job proposals. Let's do this very same. Let's remove this gap. Let's add the different breakpoints, and then we're going to have to add the nav bar up here. Let's move it to the top so that it's everywhere and it's looking consistent. Now, what we do want to do is we have this content. We want to make it fill. And let's make this also fill. And let's put this into another stack. And this stack can be set to fill, but it would have a nice gap on the right and left. Let's say about 60 pixels. And on the top and bottom about 120. For the phone, I would say let's reduce the padding on the right and left. And this is for the jobs, right? So we have the different job proposals. It's looking pretty good. Now let's go to the other page and do the same kind of concept. Sorry. Let's remove this max width. Actually, let's do the same thing for the other one. Let's remove this max width. It's not really working. And let's add a stack here. And in the stack, let's do the padding that we were talking about before. Top and bottom, right and left. And the mobile, let's reduce the size of the padding from the right and left to about 20 pixels. Okay, perfect. Now what we want to do is we want to style it. So for the applicants, we want to have like different cards, right? And for the job proposals, we want to have like lists like this, right? So let's do that. So for the applicants, what we have to do is that for each applicant, we have to style it using this main stack right here, right? So if I were to delete this, it would delete in all of them, but we don't want to do that. So let's kind of style it like this. Let's make this into a grid, maybe 4, yeah, maybe 3 would be good. We can set the width of this to be fill and set a certain height to this, like let's say 300 pixels. We can set a radius to be less, like maybe 4. And then here we have the different, we can add different options, right? So we have the date, the name, the description, like what they're most proud of. And we can actually delete some of these. We can style them. So I'm going to delete this option 1. I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to style these different things. I'm going to make this, I'm going to put this into make this a little bit larger maybe, or maybe make this a little bit larger. Let's see. But what I want to do is I want to add a frame here, and I want to put these into its own stack, and I want to make this like this. And let's put this frame, let's make this frame into a image, and this will be the profile image. So now we have a profile image for each one, right? As we can see, we have different profile images. So we want to add a little bit of a gap here. Maybe like this. We want to give this image, we want to make it circular. So let's put it like this. And we could put the name first, right? So something like this is actually cool. We can adjust the size of this, and we can put these into quotation marks somehow, or not. Doesn't really matter. But this would be like a good first step for the applicants. And by the way, let's make this fill. So we have our applicants list, and we're going to do the same here for job proposals. But for job proposals, let's keep it as it is. And let's set different things. Okay, so this will be the start date. So what we want to do is we want to duplicate this, put these together as a stack, make the stack go like this, and let's put, let's remove this start date, and let's make this fit the content. Let's remove this option 1. Let's put this under this, and let's give this the priority as the text that, you know, needs to be bold and larger. Start date, let's remove this text here. We can remove this. And we can make this image much smaller and put this kind of like on the top like this. And we can style this. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a list like that. We can also make it kind of like this, right? Obviously in the phone it doesn't look good. We would make it like this. And we would have to also check out how it would look like over here. We can make this, you know, 2 column grid, and this one a 1 column grid. Now what would happen if you click on one of these? Nothing. But we want it to open to a new detail page. So right now we have the 2 index pages, but what about the detail pages? Let's do that. So new CMS page, applicants, detail page. Let's go here again, new CMS page, job proposals, detail page. So now we can style each detail page. We can again delete this. We can put this, let's again bring in the essentials like the nav bar, which you would need in every single page, right? So it's a good type of navigation in your portal. We want to reduce the size of this, and here we can start to style this in our own way. Let's remove this, and let's give this a stack, same as with the index page, keeping this with a 120 and 120 and 60-60. And let's add the different breakpoints. Phone would be less of a padding. And so we want to change a few texts here. So we want to put this text actually above this. We want to put this like this. Want to remove this max width actually. And this text is going to be in relation to this thumbnail, right? Because this is the actual text talking about this project. We want to maybe put this above the name, I would say. So we can go like this and make it much smaller. We can make it like 130 and make it into a circle and make it look more as a profile picture. So in this proud of thing, we can change the content variable to skills, for example. So we can do that by removing this and setting this to skills. So we can remove this option. And this project name can go down here. We can put these together into a stack. And we can, style it in a way like this. Remove this max width, or we can leave it. And we can style this to be 24, be black, be bold, or semi-bold. And here would be the different text. Obviously, you would want to add more text to everything, right? This one we would want to put on the left aligned. This one as well, just to have a nice little experimentation of everything. So we have everything left aligned. Here, for example, we can keep it center aligned. And this as well. So yeah, this would be kind of like a quick little guide of how to, you can obviously do more things. You can design it in a much nicer way, but this is like the basics of creating an applicant's page, right? And now what we want to do is we want to go to the job proposals page. Oh, and by the way, in the applicants page, this is just Lucas. You can go check out the other ones by doing this. And you see all of the different designers that we have here with their skills. Now let's go to the job proposals page. And we want to do the same thing. We want to first add the different breakpoints to make sure that everything is nice and properly designed. Bring in the nav bar here. Make sure that it's on top. Remove the default padding that Framer gives you. Remove this gapping that Framer gives you. Put this stack into another stack and make that stack be fill. This one as well be fill. And remove this max width. And what did I want to do? Okay, in the padding, top 120, bottom 120, right 60, left 60. And then we can do different things, right? So we would also want, like, for example, a nice call to action, right? So what we can do is we can do the following. We can type send proposal. And the send proposal can be as a stack, and you can link it to this person's email, right? So we can, for example, go like here and link it to their email. How would we do that? Link to set variable to email, link to email. Perfect. And that's how you would do it. All right. So let's just style this really quick. Let's do this. This is the date. So we want to, again, do that new stack here that would go like this. And then we can fit this content and fit this as well. And put start date. Move this. start date. And this would be the main thing, not Katie. So we can make this larger, remove this body, make it 24, make it black, make it bold, remove this. We can keep this. And we can obviously make this fill and put everything on the left. Make sure that everything is left aligned. This logo, for example, can be much smaller, and we can put it here on top of this. And we want this to be fixed, maybe like 40 times 40. Keep it like this, really small. And then we can put another description here that would be called like job description. Make this a tad bit smaller and semi-bold. And put it here. Make it fill the width. Oh, no max width. Same with here, no max width. And put these three together in its own stack and adjust the gapping like that. So this would be kind of also, as you can see, it's the different job proposals. So yeah, we have our job proposals, we have our different applicants, we have our homepage where we can click on apply as a freelancer or post a job, and that will take us to different forms, and these forms would basically store to our Google Sheets, and basically this will then come back to Framer as a CMS where we can portray it as a job listing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is basically just the basics of starting off to really understand advanced CMS and Framer. Again, if you guys are interested in learning more about this, I have a course that's coming out on January 10th, 2025, where you can basically build apps like this. And again, if you're watching this video, you can get a discount code in the description below. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help. All right. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.